Oh, right, as I don't have time to get my tripod, we're going to freehand this and see what happens. So, our goal is to write a polynomial with the following roots: -1, 2 plus 2 root 5 over 2, and 2 minus 2 root 5 over 2. So, let's do an example. Let's say we wanted to find a polynomial with the roots of 3 and 5. What we do is x minus 3 and x minus 5. Alright, so then we do our expansion, I guess. Yeah, first inside, outside, L, FOIL, I guess. Yeah, we still got FOIL, that's a thing. We end up with x squared minus 5x, x squared minus 5x minus 3x plus 15. And then we add those together, x squared plus 8x, x squared minus 8x plus 15, and that is our polynomial. If they're asking for an equation, anyway, if they're asking for an equation, you just have to put equals 0 at the end. But I'm pretty sure in your Snapchat you said polynomial. So we did the same thing with our ideal roots. So we have x minus -1. Dagnabbit, did I do that same mistake again? No, not yet. X minus -1, x minus 2 plus 2 root 5 over 2, and x minus 2 root 5 over 2. Alright? So if we call this term A, this term B, and this term C, what we're trying to find out is A times B times C. That's what we did here. We did A times B, and that's our answer. So we do the same thing here, and because this is really complicated and because we can only really do calculations with two numbers at once in our head because of the way we think, because we're new. Anyway, the point is what we're going to do is we're going to do this times this, and then multiply this one afterwards. Alright, I believe that's the communicative rule. I don't remember. Anyway, so we take it and we rewrite it here. X minus 2 plus 2 root 5 over 2, and x minus 2 minus 2 root 5 over 2. Alright, so we FOIL those and we end up with x squared minus 2 minus 2 root 5 over x. So that's this times this x. And then we have minus 2 plus 2 root 5 over x. That's this over that, plus 4. Alright, now where did that 4 come from? That is up here. So we take our numbers, so we take our numbers, we can factor out the -1 that we're going to be using to multiply those two together. So we factor out the -1, and then we're left with -1 times, and this big group here, which is 2 plus 2 root 5 over 2, and 2 minus 2 root 5 over 2. By the way, 2 times root 5 is basically equal to the square root of 20. Come on, camera. Stay focused. I'm focused. You stay focused. Dang nabbit, internet. Why are you doing this to me? Why do you hurt me? Anyway. Yeah. So 2 times root 5 is equal to root 4 times root 5. And because there are two roots being multiplied, you can just bring them under one banner and multiply the interiors, which is root 20. So, when we're multiplying, 2 times 2 equals 4. That part's easy. And the other part, what we have here is 2 plus a term and 2 minus the same term. So that's a plus b, a minus b, which as we know is equal to a squared minus b squared. So we do that here. We have a squared, which is 2 squared is 4. And then we have root 20 squared, which is just 20. So we have 4 minus 20 over 4. Now you can do the math and then divide, or you can factor out the 4 and then ignore the 1. Either way, you're going to end up with -4. And then don't forget that root, -1 we factored out, so -1 times -4 is +4. And that's where this positive 4 comes from. So we can also simplify these two terms as minus 2x. What is this magic, you say? So we have two terms. We have negative and 2 plus root 20 over 2, which we explained up there. And we have negative 2 minus root 20 over 2, which again we explained up there. So we can factor out the negative ones again, because it makes our calculations just a hair easier. And we have 2 plus root 20 over 2 plus 2 minus root 20 over 2. Now what's interesting is that these denominators are the same, so we can combine them. 2 plus root 20 plus 2 minus root 20 all over 2. Now, plus root 20 minus root 20, those cancel out, and we're left with 2 plus 2 over 2. Interesting. Suppose you could just factor out the 2's and do the same one. Anyway, the point is it doesn't matter how you do it. So we end up with 4 over 2, and we don't forget our negative outside there. And so our answer is negative 2. And that goes in front of the x. Alright? So, now we have the very simple, or easier, more simple, I guess, term to calculate, which is x minus negative 1 times x squared minus 2x plus 4. And this is just going to be x. Wait, why are you flipping? Don't want the perspective to change. X plus 1, x squared minus 2x plus 4, like so. And let's see, what if no, I'm left-handed. Oh, I can't. Nope, that's not going to work either. But this will. So what we have there is we'll multiply everything times x first, so that's x cubed minus 2x squared plus 4x, and then we multiply everything times 1, so basically repeat them, so plus x squared minus 2x plus 4. So then you can reorder them, and we end up with x cubed and minus x squared, minus 2 plus 1, and then we have plus 2x plus 4 minus 2 plus 4, and this is our answer. This is our polynomial, which will of course give us the roots of the following. Write a polynomial with these roots, and voila, we've done that. There you go, screenshot heaven. Oh, look at that glorious screenshot. Alright, again, if they want an equation, you just add equals 0. And that should answer that question.